These people have suffered enough. We can't let BP use delay tactics to deny justice. I've been on these waters since I was a child. I have never in my life saw anything so devastating as what's out there now. Nothing. It has taken us generations to come from sharecropping to being independent. And now, between the state bad policies and BPR spill, they have destroyed us. And for us to remain in this business, we have to go back to sharecropping.
But he says privatize the profit and socialize the risk. And that's what we've allowed these oil and gas companies to do. Again, because we won't stand up to them and make them be environmentally responsible. So they're able to go out there, drill, make billions of dollars, and from a natural resource, by the way.
Right.
But for some reason, we won't just, we won't stand up to them, even though they're making all of this money, and say, okay, if you want to be extremely wealthy, absurdly wealthy, you have to put these standards in place so that people can continue to live here. And it's very much a socialized risk, and a risk that has been compounded because of the use of dispersant to try and clean up. And not only clean up, I think also to kind of cover up how much oil was spilled out there, because as they say, as we explain in the film, dispersant sank the oil, and in doing that, we couldn't really get a clear picture of how much oil was spilled. Right. But it's now they're coating the water bottom and absolutely suffocating those oysters and other bottom dwellers out there.
And that stuff came up in Hurricane Isaac. We've seen,
and it's still coming up. A high tide, it comes up. They've picked up millions of pounds of oil this last year. So I mean, it's still an issue.
Wow. Do you think that maybe socializing the profits is even possible? Do you think like that these coal companies will ever like let these communities really take part in all this wealth, especially with the government subsidies that are at an all-time high for the oil and gas industry? Do you think that there would be ever legislation that would enact that would kind of help them share their wealth with these communities that they're kind of pillaging?
They should. I mean, will the oil and gas companies stand up and say, hey, I want to give you a cut of what I'm making? Absolutely not. It's not going to happen unless, again, our politicians step up and say, this is the only way you can continue to go after this natural resource. Again, it's a natural resource. It's not anything that they crafted themselves. It's not any idea that they came up with. It's there. And we're just allowing them to do as they please, and again, become absurdly wealthy. And put these communities at a terrible risk. Someone asked me the other day, they said, well, in trying to make things right, why doesn't BP just offer the people down there some jobs? And I mean, I guess that could be an answer, but they're absolutely not in the mindset of trying to help these people find another way of life, another lifeline, so to speak. They, like you said, they go down there, they pillage these communities, these lands, and then they leave, and they leave these communities kind of with nothing.
This is like we've been poisoned, and they left us to die.
And if it wasn't for living here with my dad or my children, I would be homeless.
And now to see him in this situation, it's just hard.
The world must know what they have done to this community.
And so when you're trying to get people to realize that this spill is still an issue, as the gentleman says in the film, that it's still totally devastating communities, that's hard to do. But we're working, we're fighting. A firm has been absolutely just genius in their marketing approach and getting this film out. So I think we're going to chip away at that.
Let's talk a little about that. You're part of a firm, and that's been part of your distribution. How exactly did that come about, and how has that relationship been so far?
Well, it came about after the Slam Dance Film Festival. That kind of put us on the map. People actually knew that this film existed, because I mean, you asked me before, did you ever feel discouraged or And I think as a filmmaker, you're thinking, okay, I've been working years on this. I have no idea if it's ever going to see the light of day. Right. But we got into slam dance, and that I think that got us on the map. And I got a call not long after slam dance from Tulane Jones, the managing director of a firm. And they asked for a screener. We sent one over not long after. Had a phone call with Ava, and the ball got rolling. And so Mardi Gras Day, actually, in New Orleans is when I got the call saying, welcome to the family. So that was wonderful.